Welcome to the my first webinar on front-end and back-end interview. I would say full-stack interview experiences. Okay, so agenda I will share right now. This will be totally in English. Okay, so little bit English and English can be there, but try to be in English so that like majority of people can understand. Simple. So format will be similar like your interview, but the difference between this webinar and other YouTube videos is that here we will just share experience. I am not going to share mine, or I will request someone to share detail like with question and answers. I don't want that. Please open chat GPT, like watch this video, open chat GPT and just understand it from there. Okay, that will be far better as compared to any other YouTube video. Okay, so always go through documentation. This is what I recommend. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start first with my experience. So I'm going to complete 10 years in in December itself. Okay, so recently I just gave my interview with Nagaro. Okay, so I will tell you the rounds. Okay, so rounds with questions, simple format. So how it happened? I got a referral. Simple. I got a referral from my subscriber. Okay, like from our WhatsApp group. I asked someone if anyone is there in Nagaro. If someone pinged me, they said yes, sir, I'm in Nagaro. What happened? Then I shared the job ID with them from their website, from their career page. I went there. I checked the best matching profile. Okay, I don't recommend anyone to just simply go to, I would say, any random person on LinkedIn or anywhere and just say, can you, I am very hardworking person and can you please recommend me in your organization? By it's not my father organization, right? And it's an organization, it's an MNC, big MNC, lakhs of employees work there. So it's not like a 10-15 people start where I closely sit with my manager or CTO or HR. Okay, so also that is not my job. So always ask for a referral job ID, which same I did. One subscriber told me that yes, I'm in Nagaro. I said give me a referral for this profile because sometimes uh, example, there is one profile UI developer, there is one profile full stack developer, there is one profile team lead, there is one more profile solution architect. So all are front end or full stack developers. Sometimes they ask for only React developer. Sometimes they said Next.js developer. So like that. Okay. So you better know your skills. Right? So if you are going to give exam, the only person who knows whether I'm going to pass or not is that you only. It's not either teacher or someone else. Okay. So I asked for referral. I got a call immediately. HR was very polite. Okay. Maybe my experience is okay because generally these first level of calling, scheduling interview, these are done by just fresher people like maybe 2, 3, 4 years max. So being a 9 years experience that time, so maybe she was polite and she said, hi, hi, Anji, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. We will schedule your interview. Fine. When do you want to have? So first round will be of MCQ. So that is what my experience and which I want to share. Being a 9 years experience, one of my friend also gave interview for Nagaro. They have something called staff engineer, senior staff engineer. Okay. So I think he applied for full stack developer. That's why he got questions on data structures and algorithms. 2 questions on that, but I did not get. They just give me MCQ link, and in MCQ it was divided into 2 parts. First part is of your front end, which is React in my case. So React questions maximum were class-based components only. Right now we use functional-based components, right? And second one was aptitude. It was not aptitude actually. It was a more, I would say, logical reasoning. Okay. Day before yesterday, I started learning the formulas of algorithm, Pythagoras, no use. First round, I cleared. I don't remember the time, probably 30-40 minutes. Okay. Or maybe 1 hour max. But I cleared. Simple MCQ question, output based question. Simple. I cleared that. Then I got call from HR that because on that screen it did not reveal that whether you passed or not. Okay, so I just called and said that was the result. She said you are selected. It's good. Selected means first round is clear. Okay. So she said, okay, do you want to go with the next round of interview? Manuela, yeah, sure. So she said, okay, we are sending you one more link. Please schedule the time according to you. Okay, I said okay. So I selected the morning 8:30 time. Then unfortunately I forgot. HR called me and said you did not join. I said yeah, sorry, my laptop hanged. I just gave that excuse. She said okay. I said give me 2 minutes. I immediately opened laptop and joined. And I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, the uh, interviewer did not join that time. And he joined after 15 minutes and he said, ah, yeah. And he likes, I feel he is like also 7 years to 10 years experience in between that guy. Okay. So I gave interview. He asked me question at a little. What was the questions? He asked me questions was started from React itself. Started from React. Okay. State management, like middlewares, state management, I would say, Redux toolkit, right? So different questions based on state. Like if there is something you're storing, something like I would say project based, scenario based questions. Okay. So how we can learn that based on my experience? It's just if you're doing self projects also, just go whatever project you make, try to understand what is highlights of this project and what was the previous project which I made and what is the difference between them. Okay. So use context API. So different state possibility. He asked me, why do you want to use Redux toolkit only? Why? Okay. What type of applications? Okay. And then he asked me, use memo, use callback, favorite question. That time I gave some practical example. Okay. One thing I would recommend always, whenever you learn or whenever you start your career, whenever you start giving interview, just make one, you have one notes in your application, in your laptop, right? Application by Microsoft. In one notes, you can have different tabs. So whenever I give interview, I write what was the question asked. Moreover, whenever I'm giving interview from here, from my mobile, I turn on my recording with my camera on so that I can later check how did I give interview. So these are also important skills which you should be taken, you should have actually. Okay. Apart from technical. So technical I said. Then he started coming on simple, I would say YouTube or Google questions. Use callback, use memo, why, use effect, different scenarios of use effect. Okay, like first page rendering, life cycle, component life cycle, simple. Okay, and then he started coming on JavaScript. One question I remember, which I was not able to answer that time, was generator function. Okay, that question, generator function and closures, okay, hosting. These are all standard questions. Okay, that will be asked either you are probably 2 years experience or 10 years experience. They will just check whether your basics are at least strong or not. And then comes your box model. Okay, HTML, CSS box model. He told me that, okay, I'm giving you one image. Can you tell me the full width of its box? So you have to include margin, padding, border, everything you have to take care. So better. Yeah, it's being recorded. You can use screen.io Chrome extension to record your interviews secretly. Okay, great. So, okay, guys, you can do that. I will put it in this uh, description of the video. Okay. Thank you, Manish. So then he went into system design question. He did not ask me data structures question. Frankly speaking, based on profile, I think I applied or my designation data structures for Nagar. Okay, I don't know about other companies. Of course, it is mandatory to some extent, but I give preference to system design, and that is what he started into. He said, "Okay, tell me about load balancer." Practical example: you have thousands of requests coming. How will you handle that? How will you handle core 7? So he somehow system design is that stuff now where you can't say it's a backend. Okay, you have to understand everything. This is what I learned from that. So I said, no, I failed their maximum time is maximum questions were actually. Moreover, what happened was that interview did not happen in morning. That actually interview happened in around 7:30 or 8, and it was scheduled for 30 minutes. And in between, my wife was calling because she was like, okay, by 8 he will be finished with the interview and he will come back. So but interview timings now it will become 8:50, and my wife is calling twice, two times. Then I said, okay, sorry to say, okay, right now my wife is calling and I'm in office. If you have told me that this would take a long time, then I would take it at home. Otherwise, we can have a second round of it. He said, no, no, I'm almost done with my questions, and these were the questions. So I said, okay, if you don't mind, can you share your feedback as well? We can just take 2 more minutes here. Then he said that HR will get back to you. मैं हंसने लगा, मैंने बोला HR will get back to me with just a answer of yes or no. She don't know what we discussed, and she don't know technical stuff. So how would I know feedback from her? Being a 10 years experience, I know she can't give. So I wanted to hear from you. If it would be very great if you share. Otherwise, I can't force you, of course, right? So he also smiled and he said that okay, don't tell it to HR or any other person. So I'm giving you feedback on this, that you have to stuff on this, you have to strong your fundamentals, you have to go with system design. He started asking me questions. When pipeline fails, do you check each and every error? Have you checked the logs? Just essay like that. Have you created Webpack? And someone more questions related to pipelines also. Okay, I don't remember. I'm not able to recall. But he wanted me to mainly focus on architecture. This is what I realized. Okay, so this is why daily I'm spending 15 minutes on learning something. Okay, so this is what my learnings from my interview experience. So I would request right now Sumit. Of course, there are plenty of people. So I would firstly request Sumit to share his interview experience with his by sharing his years of experience right now he has. Over to you, Sumit.
Thanks, Manohar. First of all, and like listen about your experience. It's like great, and some things like you explained me about the interviewer and those things. So sometimes also happened with miss me as well, like say similar way or something like that. Okay, so in case of first of all, let me give me the first of all little about introduction about me. So my name is Sumit Lal Verma, and I started working in IT 2019. So currently I'm working with Coforge, and like I have more than 5 years experience, and more and over less I'm working as a full stack developer, means front end and back end both. And in a recent interview, I got from there was a on-site opportunity, Emirates National Bank. So they approached me from Naukri. Like I have not given, as you have mentioned, using referral you have approached the Nagaros, but they approached me using Naukri. And he asked me about I will give you will be in a, like you guys will be in a SOC. He almost asked me more than 100 questions. Literally, maybe you will not are like maybe you will tell me I am telling a lie, but no, this is a truth. He asked me more than 100 questions, and like every questions, some question honestly I have done with the cheating, honestly, but okay, but like he asked me a lot of questions, like everything you can think about HTML, CSS, accessibility, or like hooks and those things. Everything he asked, like not even they left any questions, I think. Okay, and in case of, but I can mention some of questions which really they asked a good question. Okay, so those I can mention, like I can't mention all of that question because some of the similar, as you know, like generator function and those things they are asking about. Okay, so one question was related to React, which I have not implemented in the past every time, but they asked me like how you can pass any particular state from like suppose there is a two component. Okay, like component A and component B, and I have to pass the some data or some props, you can say, between A to B, but we don't have to use any redux or context API or props method. So how we can send? Okay, so this was the question I answered in a good way, and that was correct. My So like there is a two different methods I can mention. You can also like go into, you guys, into deep dive. So there is a first of all in the event emitter method is there. Okay, so using the event emitter we can pass the data, and second one is the custom hook with subscriber. Okay, so So I don't
Good.
aware about this, but using the using my friend cheating and all the thing, I explained clearly. Okay, so they impressed, Miss our. So this is the thing. First of all, which about to think me, and second question, let me just open my notes because I have also written, because I am also writing all the questions for my friends and the those things. So
Don't
yeah,
worry,
second.
don't worry. We have one repo someone shared with me. I forgot the name, sorry. So when I upload video, I will give link in description, all those stuff. So Sumit,
Yeah, sure.
I want, so guys, I wanted this thing only, as Sumit mentioned. He gave us problem statement, he gave us hints, or say I would say answers, topic answers. He is not going into detail. I don't want to go into detail. Do your own research. Just give the answers. And someone mentioned in chat as well using observables. So good. Okay. Over to you, Sumit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there can be different methods, but I was like there two methods came into, so I explained there. Okay, and there was like one problem statement they given me, that was like really hard, not a basic one, as you can let me explain. Something is like that, suppose there is a number can be even or odd. Okay, and that name is a maybe pronunciation I can give me wrong, so let me write. Okay, so you
अरे
can read.
हाँ, मुझे भी याद
So
आ गया.
yeah, so the something like that. Okay, quality sequence is something is calling. So like a number can be even or odd, or if number can be suppose even, so we have to the divide by 2. Okay, and if number is like odd, then we have to multiply by with 3, and then I have to do plus 1. Okay, means I can write also,
Just
but
say it,
I think
just say
time
it
is
again.
limited. Yeah, yeah, something like if number is even. Okay, so I
Hmm.
have to divide by 2. Okay,
Hmm.
and if
Okay.
number is odd, then I have to multiply by 3, and then I have to add one more. Okay, suppose I will give you number 3, so 3 into 3 will be 9, or then
Yes, 1,
plus
2,
1
3,
add means
5.
10. Okay, and I don't, until you don't have to stop until it will become 1. Suppose I will give 8 to you, number 8. Okay, so number 8 is even, so you have to divide by 2, means it will become 4.
Oh.
Again it is even, again you have to divide by 2, so it will become 2. And again it will be become divide by 2, then it will become 1. So in case of this is really was easy, I have example, but suppose you have given even number, it will become sometimes more complex. Okay, because sequence, and this is you can also think it is easy, but what you have, they have given to me, between 10,000 and 20,000 there can be 10,000 number. Okay, 10,001, 10,002, and what is the longest sequence between 10,000 and 20,000? Suppose I have given the number 8. Okay, so what is the sequence? 8421 means 4 number will come is there. Okay, and suppose I will give you 10,001, and you have to then follow this process, maybe sequence will go 200. Okay, and 10,002 it will become size maybe 400. So you have to find out longest sequence between 10,000 and 20,000. Maybe you are not getting, so I can
Uh,
also post in the group. But
anyone understood? Anyone else?
No, no
first of all,
answer.
let me explain in a easy way. Okay,
Okay.
suppose I will give you two number 8 and 5. What is the longest sequence between 8 and 5? Just simple. 8 will
Six.
create longest sequence, or
Uh,
5 will create longest sequence.
8. Oh, 5, 5. If you are starting from 1, then it's 1 to 5. Or should I
Uh,
consider the difference 5 to 8? Can you
just
explain
let
more?
that as well sequence. Okay, uh, because this is a
Manohar,
like
actually, what he's trying to say,
Huh.
its number should be go to 1. Means
yeah.
like, if you have 3, then multiply by it 3, then 3 into 3, it's 9, add it into 1, it become 1. Okay, so that have to
That
go to
question,
until it become 1.
that question over. This is another question. Right, Sumit?
Yeah, yeah, you can see the chat. Okay, I have explained
Okay.
like 8 sequence will be goes the 4, but if I will give you 5, it will sequence something like that. Okay, using that method.
Okay, that's a continuation of that question. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
similar
I
like
don't have to stop
you. Okay, okay,
until it
okay.
will become 1. We don't have to stop. Okay.
Got it, got it. So two different scenarios. One is divided by two if it is even number, if it is odd number into 3 plus 1, and likewise, which makes a longer sequence, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay,
this
okay,
is
Smriti.
the simple one you can consider. But suppose you have to given between 10,000 and between 20,000. There can be number 10,000. Okay, and you have to just find out the long which number will gain the longest sequence.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
okay. So this was the
Good.
problem statement second, and one problem statement again. Some like project wise, you can also relate about that. Question was like suppose we have to create any custom hook, okay, for the fetching the API call. But after every means if fetching the API call, it will become 5 times. So it's in the 6 times it will come with the means server side, no any cache or something like that. Okay, basically answer was the you have to pass in the headers like cache control, no cache, after every 5 times. So that was the basically tricking part. uh, Trick part was that as you can like create custom hook as the same like you are creating now, but trick was like just you have to pass headers in the cache control, or no cache, means after every 5 times. So this is the and like and they asked me about setup Next.js, how we can do the setup of Next.js, like and what if I will give you the setup of Next.js, what you will take the important step, like what you will see about that over, and what is the means important part you can do in the setup times. Okay, suppose lazy loading is necessary or not, or you will server side render is not, so API call where you will place. So these things something like a scratch wise, they are basically thinking about I have created any project from a scratch or not, something like that. Okay, okay. So
Hey,
these are the
1 second, Sumit. How many of people are thinking that I should stop frontend?
and I have cleared that round. Honestly, I have cleared. They given me
Hmm.
1 page feedback. I can also share in the group. Maybe if you will guide it. So they line their process is like in Indian companies. If I am giving an interview, they are simply HR is calling. You have cleared or not? Okay. And but they have explained like they have sent me 1 page PDF and where I am liking and where was the my strong zone. They all that explained with every like with the justification. So that part I was really liked it, like I can know like where I was not aware or where I am strong. So they shared me 1 page PDF as well. So that's I was like, and in case of question I have lot of questions. I have mentioned like they have asked me a lot of questions, like they also focused about the web accessibility. Like they asked me about just if there is a button and you we have to add what accessibility they can you will add there. Okay, so these types of questions, and maybe we can move out because if we will these 3 or 4 questions I mentioned about, like I want to mention because these things I really not heard in every interview. So that's why I mentioned. Maybe we can go to other candidate. Otherwise, I will take the time more.
No, frankly speaking,
Which company it was?
Emirates National Bank, and that's a on-site
Okay, okay.
opportunity. And that's a process. Is I am mid of the process. I have not cleared the all of the round, but this was the basic one, means first round.
so is your
Okay, okay,
interview
nice.
process over or still going on?
Still going on. I was mentioned like this is the first round interview,
When
and
it
maybe next round
when
will be
when it,
scheduled
okay.
in upcoming days.
Okay, great, 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 great. I will not take sorry one more person at this time because this video is already too long. We left with 2 minutes only. One more few points I remember that optimization related questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He also asked,
uh, related to web optimization, like how do you optimize the web pages, images load, like all those stuff, caching, not caching, lazy loading. Okay, code
and
splitting.
sometimes like progressive web applications. They also asked me like push notifications or like web workers. Okay, service worker. So these things they also asked me.
So
means and they are not ask me theory, they will you told the like just write the code, means every things you they asked to you, they will told you like just write the code as well, write the service worker, run in the chrome and see how we can do the register and unregister service workers. So all things they will be born from your side, just be practical, not only on theory wise. If they are asking class or constructor, they also give to the like just write the, and interview was something like 2 and 30 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. So like I was also tired that time, means, and this was the like recently like 2 days ago I was given, so I
okay.
can.
I will not discuss the package details in these videos because these are recorded. But I am pretty sure. I don't want to tell the name. I want to tell guess also. Okay, because it's going to be. Let it be. Okay. Yeah, hooks are very important. Custom hooks are very important. Asked to me as well. Okay. In what cases do you define custom hooks? Why do you need it? Okay. So these type of questions, practical questions. So
And one more like tricky question I can mention more. What just maybe other people are aware or not. They asked me like one more interesting question. Can we create any state without the help using use state or some context API or something like that? Can we create any state? So answer was the I can mention use reducer. Okay, using use reducer we can create a state, and that's the tricky part. So they told me like just create any state without help of use state.
you
So
you
that,
you can use user reducer. Answer was user reducer, right?
and one question like between the difference state between use state. What is the difference between like